What's going on, everyone? Back with another video. So a friend of mine just dropped this off. He picked this up for what he thought was a good deal of $80, and we are about to find out if that's true. That looks loose. And yeah, so this is supposed to be a sleeper PC that somebody built a while back. As you can tell, it does have some updated USB 3.0 ports up front there. Really nice, clicky button. I love these old buttons like that. And then there should have been like some kind of a logo here, which seems to have been ripped off. But yeah, so let's pop this cover off and see what's inside. All right, so a few concerns right out of the gate. For 80 bucks, I mean, this isn't a terrible deal. I can see already that this is a 750 Ti right here. So that's probably a 2 or 4 gig, hard to tell. We'll figure that out in a little bit. This motherboard though is a lot older. Yeah, it's an AM3 board, and there could be a lot of things in here. There could be Phenom CPUs, there could be a 8350, probably a Phenom. Yeah, as you can see right there, it's the AM3 Plus. My guess is that this is a Phenom.
You are mispronouncing this.
The ad, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to throw that up on the screen and look.
I think I'm really messing this name up. I'm pretty sure it's Phenom and not Phenom, but yeah, I don't know.
We do get a nice OCZ 600 watt power supply, old girl, but unfortunately there's no extra cables, so this power supply is gonna be kind of confined to whatever cables are in here, which usually makes it a budget power supply in the future. But yeah, let's actually take this thing upstairs and rip it apart and see what's actually inside and check the BIOS, all that stuff. The idea of this PC is actually gonna be to make it a more modern sleeper. So it's in a current state where maybe 10 years ago, this was a sleeper, but now, by today's standards, this is the furthest thing from a sleeper. This is just an old computer. Do we use the HDMI or do we use the VGA? I think we're gonna use the VGA for the experience, guys. All right, let's see if she turns on. All right, guys, listen to this button. You ready? Oh yeah, that's the beautiful sound. So unfortunately, we got stuck with quite a dud. This is a AMD Phenom 2X4 960T. It's quite an old processor at this point. We do have 12 gigs of DDR3, which is not bad. Yeah. Listen, I know you were once beautiful, but it's time to rip you apart. And what are we doing with this, might you ask? Well, my friend asked me if I can build a real sleeper out of it, and of course I said we can. So we're gonna be using a 7600X.
I will continue to call this a 7600X, but it is in fact a 9600X.
With 32 gigs of RAM, this Aorus B650 Elite motherboard. We're also gonna be using that 850 and an RTX 3080. Now, if you think this baby is hot right now, that 3080 is gonna cause quite a lot of problems. So I think what I'm gonna do is Dremel out the bottom of this case right around this line. If you can see, there's actually this line that kind of goes around the bottom of the case. Get some nice Noctua stuff that we're gonna put in there, like this CPU cooler, which I just bought a AM5 bracket for. But before we do all of that, we gotta tear this down really quick. All right, guys, so there's a few things that really get me excited in life, and one of them is seeing thermal paste applications after a decade. Oh, wow. So tell me what this looks like to you guys, because I don't want to touch it. Here, I'll use this here. This looks a little bit like thermal, well, maybe it's not. This could be like icy diamond or something, but I've never seen thermal paste quite this metal looking. It almost looks like liquid metal, but yeah, a close look here. It's got a lot of like shiny, almost like diamond looking stuff in it. Let me know if you guys know what this is. It seems to be coming off pretty okay.
So looking at it closely, I think it's probably this icy diamond 24 karat, 4.8 gram, blah, 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 currently unavailable.
And there she is in all of her glory, the AMD Phenom, whatever, however you say it. And the pins still look to be nice. All right, everybody, so here's all the things that we got. We got a 750 Ti, we got the Phenom, we got a Wi-Fi card, a terrible CPU cooler, mixed and matched memory, DDR3, and our OCZ power supply. Now, again, is this worth it? I would say for this PC case, absolutely. These are getting expensive as time goes on just because they're old and people throw them out and there's not many left. I can sell this on eBay for pretty cheap. This can be used in a budget system. And then, yeah, everything else, like this is pretty much gone. I'm gonna test this in another video and see like what it can actually do, this old Phenom. But for the most part, this is a platform I would never, ever suggest, even to like a worst enemy. Now that we have the case all empty, it's time to prep. And we're gonna start doing some mods to this case so we can fit the newer motherboard.
So after stupidly trying to just drill holes to make the air come through, I decided to go with the old Dremel method. And yes, I have some slow shoveling gloves on because I don't know where my work gloves are. It ended up working out pretty well. So the only way I can get this 120 to fit on the back of the case is by shaving off some of this owl's feathers. Now I'm actually scratching up the case so that the paint can stick, and we're going to be using this Noctua style color. I couldn't really find a color that was exactly what looks like the Noctua fans, but yeah, it was the only thing that works well on metal. So the reason for the Noctua theme is because I got a lot of these fans hanging around, so that's just what I came up with.
Now, since this board is mostly assembled, I'm gonna trick you guys and pretend like we're installing the CPU. Ready? We dropped the CPU in, guys. All right, now let's close it back down. Oh, don't forget to install your RAM. Nice. All right, it's time to get everybody really mad, and we're gonna do a thermal paste application starting from the bottom corner, going on over. Chunky. Probably too chunky for this CPU. Come on, guys. Ooh. All right, everyone's getting so mad at me in the comments lately, so let's just spread it out. We'll play nice. All right, there you go. And because we want some of that beautiful beige, we're gonna wrap this power supply in this beige color. Okay, everybody. So after wrecking the pavement of my condo, hopefully they don't see that, and pissing off my neighbors while drilling holes, everything is pretty much done. I did go and add a little bit of, I don't know, Noctua look to the motherboard as well, just a few skins to kind of tie everything together. So now all we gotta do is throw this back together. I think the brown came out pretty good. There's a few little marks here from when it was sitting improperly and the paint came off, but the paint seems to be pretty good. So let's throw this brown poopy looking PC back together, and then we'll put the motherboard in and do the build. All right, guys, time to do the bottom fans. Obviously, these are not fans that are traditionally case fans. These actually came off a cooler from Noctua. But yeah, hopefully I drilled these holes in a manner that actually works, because, not gonna lie, it was a little bit sketchy the way I was doing it, but let's try hole number 1. Seems to be okay. These are gonna be intakes on the bottom here, putting some fresh air to the GPU. The GPU is, the 3080 is what I'm most worried about cooling in this computer case.
We're gonna find this statement a bit ironic in the coming future.
What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good. I love the Noctua color scheme personally. So we got an intake fan here, 2 intake fans here, and then 1 exhaust, plus the power supply is gonna have to have the fan facing down, which means the air will go out that way. All right, guys, let's get the rest of the parts into the PC and see how it comes out.
So due to that disk drive bay thing being in the way, it was actually a lot harder to get this motherboard in, and I made it look a lot easier than it actually was.
All right, guys, I did a little bit of off-camera cable management. There's a lot of kind of stuff going on here, and it's hard to see down in the bottom. I still got to get an extension cable for this, so I'm going to run up and see if I have one. But let's put the GPU in for now. All right, guys, I think it's time to put the back door on, and then we're gonna jump to some B-roll.
Trust that never had no trust fund. Keep a little bit of my glove, I put a little bit of my chimney. Come around all that rock, talking about we been dead. Keep a little bit of my cold glad.
All right, guys, so I'm pretty unhappy with the temperatures here. I don't know what's going on. I opened this up and rechecked the paste, and everything seems to be fine. The cooler seems to be attached. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't usually buy the 7600X CPUs too much. I have Expo 1 on. I jump between Expo and XMP. Everything seems to be the same. I even turned it off and the temperatures don't go down. So it's probably that little CPU cooler that just cannot handle the CPU, because we're seeing 95C. I did notice that other temperature readings were coming up about anywhere from 5 to 8 Celsius difference. So if I open like hardware monitor, it looks a little different. Maybe there's a bug with Afterburner's beta BIOS or beta update. The GPU is looking pretty normal at 80C. I mean, this is just a Founders Edition card. This is how it's gonna run. It's hot, it's loud. The computer is quite loud, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, my friend plays a lot of stuff like League of Legends and lower performance games, so he's not gonna have any real problems, but I might consider changing the CPU cooler because, as you can tell, you know, the game looks beautiful. Our settings are, I believe, all high here. Let me see. So 1080p, graphics. Looks like we're on pretty much all high and ultra settings. So even if we drop this down to like low and see, oh, let's actually motion blur. What am I doing here? If we drop all of these down to medium, or like high medium, you can see what the performance will be like. I noticed the car just got real quiet. Yeah, I'm pretty upset with the cooler, guys. I figured Noctua, you know, how could you go wrong with a Noctua cooler? Well, apparently this cooler just cannot tame this CPU.
So we also ran the Cinebench R23 test, and we got about 1,000 points lower than the average score for the CPU. So it's definitely being thermal throttled, there's no doubt about it. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up a new cooler. And actually, while I was making this video, my friend hit me up and said that he's picking up a larger version of this similar cooler from Noctua. It's just a thicker heat stack and or fin array, and I think it'll do a lot better. So we're gonna swap that out for him just to make sure everything is good and it'll keep the look the same.
So I know it doesn't seem like a super crazy project or anything, but a lot of these projects take a lot of time. So please like and subscribe if you've watched this far into the video. I want to do more of this stuff. I love doing custom work like this, even if this one kind of failed a little bit. I would say this is like a mild failure due to the CPU temperature. I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't know it was gonna be that bad. But yeah, there's a few other things I think I would change next time if I do a sleeper or a build like this. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. I don't really know what else to say other than, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.